Hey friend, Jerry here, and it is time to take a look at the box office results for the weekend of October 2nd through October 4th. And you may remember that a couple of years ago, I believe to this identical weekend, Taylor Swift released her Eras Tour concert film, and it broke all kinds of October box office records, grossing over, I believe, 80 to 90 million in its opening weekend. It may have even exceeded a little bit over 90 million. For some reason, 92 million is sticking in my brain. If that's not right, I will put the correct number on the screen. But anyways, that movie was really remarkable because Taylor, good old Tay-Tay, she released the movie herself. She didn't go through a major studio. She went directly to the movie chains themselves. So the movie theaters ended up, I'm sure, making more money, as well as, of course, padding her bank account a little bit. Well, she did it again this year by releasing a documentary of sorts in celebration of her brand new album, and it's called Taylor Swift, the official release party of a showgirl. And while this movie did not come anywhere close to doing the numbers that her Eras Tour movie had done, it still was enough for first place with a rather impressive $33 million this past weekend. Now, this movie is only going to be out for 3 days, so it has actually made all the money in theaters that it's going to make. As this video is aired, the movie should no longer be available in theaters. I believe it was only playing for AMC theaters at that, if I'm not mistaken, on 3,700, a little bit over 3,700 screens, almost doing $9,000 per screen average. A really impressive weekend for a movie that really did not receive a whole lot of publicity outside of, I guess, the last couple of weeks. There's been some social media buzz around it, but this movie sold out quite a bit over the weekend. Like I said, not the numbers that Eras Tour did, but man, the Swifties were definitely out, proving that they are willing to go to the movie theater and really uplifting a rather dull, slow weekend at the box office. Then in second place was last week's number one movie, One Battle After Another, the new Paul Thomas Anderson movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio, a bit of an action flick, in its second weekend, dropping just shy of 50% in gross and bringing in 11.1 million to bring its domestic total up to 42.8 million dollars. This is now Paul Thomas Anderson's highest domestic gross for a movie, and globally the movie has actually now exceeded 100 million with 101 million globally. Of course, it will pad that a little bit, not really showing the legs that I was hoping, and I think the studio was hoping this movie would show, but we'll see in the upcoming weeks, because once again, the word of mouth on One Battle After Another is very, very good. On a bit of a downside, this will become the second Leonardo DiCaprio movie in a row to not gross 100 million domestically. So a bit of a hit and miss with One Battle After Another, depending on how you interpret the numbers. You could call it a moderate success to a film that underperformed. It really depends on your interpretation. Then in third place, we do have another new release for this weekend, a movie that did not do well at all, really underperformed, and that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's The Smashing Machine, about I guess a true story of a UFC fighter. Now, this movie had a lot of buzz over the past few months, and then it opened up at a couple of film festivals. And I mean, the buzz around this movie was even that this could be the movie that will elevate Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's career into becoming an actual actor. With even an Oscar nomination, maybe even an Oscar win for The Smashing Machine. That is how serious they were playing this movie. But then the movie was released at festivals, and then that buzz started wearing off as the reviews, rather tepid reviews, started rolling in. And it's a bit sad because the movie did underperform this weekend, which I think is going to further damage its Oscar chances. So this is a case of a movie that may have actually burned out its chances long before the movie ever opened in a wide release. And it did. It was open to 3,300, over 3,300 screens this weekend. Only brought in $6 million, enough for third place, but definitely an underperforming movie, not even breaking a $2,000 per screen average. And on a production budget of $50 million, this is a movie that has to make in excess of $100 million, has to actually join the $100 million club to even look at any kind of a profit. And I don't think it's going to get there. Then in fourth place, we have the one family movie that is on the charts right now. That is Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie, bringing in another $5.2 million in its second week of release, down 62%, which is kind of on the high end for a family movie, which tells me that this movie very well could drop out of the top 10, if not this next week, then the week after. Only grossing a little bit shy of $22 million domestically. Rounding out the top five is a movie that just keeps on chugging, and that is The Conjuring Last Rites, bringing in another $4.1 million, only a drop of 40% from last weekend, and has already made almost $170 million domestically. Globally, it is hitting around the $500 million mark right now. So absolutely an incredible gross and an incredible success story for The Conjuring Last Rites. My husband and I, Santo and I, are doing a movie reaction to The Conjuring Last Rites. We have not yet recorded it. We're going to be doing that here in the next day or two. So be looking for that on our other channel, Movie Haunts, which I will leave that link in the description for you as well. But we will be doing the Conjuring Last Rites reaction. I'm really excited to see this movie. I've loved two of the three movies so far. Devil Made Me Do It was a little bit weak, but the first two Conjurings were 5-star movies for me. I'm cautiously optimistic. The trailers have actually been really exciting, so I'm really looking forward to that. So that will be on our other channel, Movie Haunt. So I hope you'll check that out when that gets uploaded. Some other notable news about the box office this weekend. A couple of big losers for the week. I already covered The Smashing Machine. That might be the biggest loser of the week. But then we also have The Strangers, Chapter 2, which Gabby's Dollhouse was a pretty bad drop for a family movie, but The Strangers Chapter 2 dropped another 52%, only bringing in $2.8 million this weekend. This movie is done. We will see what happens with The Strangers Chapter 3, but I mean, the studio has got to be very, very unhappy with the results of The Strangers Chapter 2. And then the other horror movie that came out, not a good weekend for horror at the box office. The other horror movie that came out, Bone Lake, ended up in 13th place, did not even $1 million, $828,000, a little bit shy of $830,000, only a $782 per screen average. This movie actually received a little bit of press, and relatively speaking, no one showed up for it. The other movie that came out this week, a movie I am really super excited to see, and I know Santo and I will definitely be doing a reaction video at our first possible opportunity, is the movie Good Boy, the paranormal movie that is seen through the dog's perspective. Has gotten some really good reviews, especially from some critics here on YouTube. So I'm really excited to see that. But even that movie, I believe it ended up in 9th or 10th place and didn't do all that well either. But that one also had a far limited release so it would have really taken a bit of a miracle for Good Boy to end up anywhere near the top 5. So that's why I'm a little bit shy on calling that one a big loser, because as far as a per screen average goes, more people actually showed up for Good Boy than showed up for Bone Lake, and that's why I've included Bone Lake here. Now, the gross compared to last year was actually down about $10 million. The top 10 grossed about $84 million last year. The top 10 this year only grossed around $70 million. But if you were to take out that last minute edition, that last minute release of Taylor Swift's documentary, this weekend would have been a complete bust, probably around the $40-45 million mark, and it would have looked ugly. All right, so that's going to be it for this week's roundup of the box office. I really do appreciate you being here with me. And if you like this content, I do ask that you please subscribe to this channel, as well as like and share this video. Also, would love to have you over on Patreon if you'd like to support us, as well as earning a ton of rewards. Join us over there right now. Regardless of the tier you choose, you'll receive a 7-day free trial membership, which means you can pretty much try just about every reward out absolutely risk-free. So would love to have you over there as well. Once again, this has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to speaking to you again real soon. And until then, that's a wrap.